Hello, we're back. Right, so what's next is to actually start playing the game. And anything else that comes up, we can just deal with it as it comes up. So, we're going to start by changing this to papaya, because we don't need to do corn. Let's do a bit better with these roads. Let's try and extend it a bit. So extend that to there. This goes up to there. I'm not really thinking ahead with planning. There's a video on the actual game of a very nice city being made. It's all nice and neat and construction. But it's just going to take too much time. I don't want to. This isn't fucking Sim City. This is Tropico. I'm playing it for fun. So who gives a shit? So first, let's start farming tobacco. Oh, bollocks. No. Okay. Since we haven't got any decent place to start growing tobacco, let's just grow sugar. Sugar probably works. Now, speaking of which, if we go into trade here, we can see what it's worth. So, here we go. Sugar's worth 1400. Tobacco's worth 1800. It's a slight dip, but oh well. Because of the redness for growing tobacco, we'll probably make just as much growing sugar. So next we want to see what industry will sell. So tobacco will be used for cigars, which sell for a very nice price, and sugar will be used in rum, which also sells for a very nice price. Especially if you upgrade it to spiced rum, which sells for even better. As you can see here, which is just a little bit below cigars, but because it grows so well, we'll be able to make a lot of cash just by growing sugar and using it to make... I was about to say cocaine then. That's not cocaine, it's rum. Okay. So, the way I play it is that I start sorting out their basic needs, which are here, because these needs will drop quite rapidly when you're playing, when you're not meeting the requirements for them. Whereas when you are meeting the requirements for them, they will increase very slowly. So getting them sorted out early is a good idea. So let's start with a clinic, because good healthcare, you know, it's a must. So we'll start with building a clinic. Because people will die when they haven't got decent healthcare, so that's useful. Next, we'll get them a little bit of entertainment, since it's cheap. 2,000 for a restaurant, just to keep their happiness happy, and entertainment high. Right, we'll be growing our own farm soon. So what we want is food and resources and a marketplace. Without a marketplace, people will have to go to the farm to collect food. With a marketplace, Teamsters will deliver the food to the marketplace. So having a marketplace where all your people are living is a good idea, so they don't need to go out of their way to get food. So we'll put it here, lengthways, so it's taking up a little bit less room. Oh yeah, as we can see here, this is what it looks like while it's being built. You've got the progress, which is a little meter that fills up to 100% to show it's been built. The number of builders that are currently building it. You can see here, forbid imports. That's just a quick shortcut for importing what you need. So for this, you need food, obviously, to be imported. You want to import corn for now. Just one shipment will be enough. And then, because these don't grow instantly, these will take time to start producing. You can set the priority of the building. So low priority, it will be built last. High priority, it will be first. Normal, obviously normal. And no construction, you won't be building it. You've got quick build. At the start of a game is a really bad idea, because you haven't got the money. And you'll notice as we continue this how little money you make at the start. And if you want to cancel a building, you'll get all the money back, regardless of how far the progress is. Again, you can set different types for the building, what it will do. You can see college male, it's a different education type to be a doctor. High school female for working in the marketplace, uneducated female. Those are the three types of education: uneducated, high school, college. You've also got tourists, but I'm not going to bother with tourists. It's kind of obvious. You build attractions, tourists will come and spend their money to visit your attractions. We can explore that later, but for now it's just self-sustaining this island and making a lot of cash and being filthy fucking rich and just having fun. Learning how to play the game. So, we'll start at normal speed, so you don't miss what's going on. As you can see here, people are moving around, doing what they do. And while they're doing that, you can see here, you can see all the builders that are currently assigned to this group. You can see where they all are. This guy's in the fucking forest for some reason.
No me interesa.
And you can fire them, but having a lot of builders works out well. You need a lot of builders, obviously, to build. And you can see what they're currently building here. So at the moment they're building nothing. They're very picky about when and where they'll build. It's bloody annoying. They'll get a building up to 99% and then suddenly decide to stop building and bugger off somewhere. I'm guessing it's because they need to fill their needs, like they've gotten hungry and it's like past their work time or something. But because of this, it takes a long fucking time for buildings to get built. So at the moment they're building the marketplace and the restaurant. So we want the marketplace to be built, we want a clinic to get built, and we also want these to get built, so we'll put these to high priority. We've still got quite a bit of cash, so let's build an apartment block. As we've got a lot of homeless, as you can see, when there's a lot of these shacks it means there's not enough houses. So you can see we've got a lot of shacks just littered around everywhere, making it look disgusting. So build an extra apartment. A couple of people will move in here and make it a bit nicer. Let's lower the rent a bit. You're not going to be making a lot of money from rent or losing a lot of money from wages. You lose the most money from building and you make the most money from exporting. So having them being happy as opposed to making an extra 100 a month is not worth it. Having them happier is a lot more rewarding because they won't rebel against you. So as you can see here, money is starting to get a bit low and we won't be making any decent cash until we start exporting. So next that we want to keep an eye on is our relations. Having good relations with the US and USSR will improve the money that we get. As you can see here, we're getting foreign aid, and from here we're getting foreign aid. The higher the relationship with them, the more you'll get. But the US will generally give more. I'm guessing because they're richer in, you know, power-hungry bastards. So here, certain things that you do would affect these. For example, to be very happy with the EU, having good relations with the environmentalists and the intellectuals will improve them. So these are in green, so you're getting that there. For the US, it's capitalists. So improving the low crime safety will up that into green, which will up this into neutral, which will make things easier. You also get quests. We can see a quest when it pops up. It's very easy. So, continue with this. Once you've gotten used to this game, you'll find that you'll just keep everything in the fastest speed, just to speed this along, because the waiting is so boring. I can't really spend any much anymore because I'll go into debt, which will decrease relations with foreign powers. It isn't permanent, thankfully, but going into debt is a stupid idea anyway, so having money, yeah, just keep money. What the hell? No, they built the fucking restaurant first, even though it's on normal. Right, we got doctors. So thankfully we've already got college-educated people here to be as doctors. So they'll improve the health of everyone. And as we go here, things have started to decline quite quickly. Healthcare, as you can see, it's slightly, very slightly decreased. And now it will slowly increase, now that we've got a clinic. What's next? Liberty, you don't really need to worry about. You can deal with that later on. The important stuff are crime, healthcare, housing and food. Housing not so much, but it's quite easy to deal with. Just build an apartment, which is better than a tenement or a shack. So that will increase it. As you can see here, things are starting to grow. We've planted the fields. Over time they will start producing crops and we can start using them. So once we start getting our own corn, we can stop importing corn. Oh, there we go. Here comes the freighter. Once it's in dock, one of the dock workers will tend to it. Without dock workers, the freighter won't be tended to. Okay. Every time a ship will dock, it will bring immigrants, which will improve your population. But at a certain point, you want to stop immigrants coming. We'll go into that later, but for now we need them to fill up all these job slots. As you can see, we've got a few empty slots. We'll see who we get. We get a cook, age 21, who will work in the restaurant. That's good. And there it goes. It hasn't got anything to export, so it doesn't need to stay docked. What else have we got? We've got a farmer, and we've got another farmer. So we've got some import resources. That will be the corn, hopefully. We don't need uranium, so can't eat uranium. So people don't starve to death. We want the corn. Ah, finally. Yeah, so corn's starting to produce already. So we'll go back into trade, agriculture and livestock, and we'll stop importing corn. We'll be growing enough corn to supply everyone's needs. We still haven't got any cash, so we'll just let it continue. Once we start growing some sugar, that will start getting exported, because you don't eat sugar. Well, they don't eat sugar. So anything you produce from here will go straight to the dock to be exported for profit. Which is why... yeah, so there's the financial aid. We've got 1,000 from the US and 6,000 from the Russians. So thanks to that we can now not risk, but build something else. In this case, I would say it should be a police station. Because as you can see here, the crime is getting quite bad here. So let's get the police station to start counteracting that bad crime. People will become criminals, which will stop them from working for you. Because apparently on this, being a criminal is a career move. They won't work in farms, they won't work in the police station, they won't do any other job other than stealing from other people, and it's completely counterproductive. So you don't want people to become criminals. So getting this built will resolve that. And the biggest problem area, which is here, which is yellow. We're not going to need all these policemen, so let's shave that down to 3. 5 is overkill at this point. I'm probably just going to need 2 or 3. But eventually we're going to need another police station over here because it's got an area of influence. It's not going to do it for the entire island, it's just going to be a section, like a circle around the building. It will decrease the crime in that area, but it will leave like this bit over here. So placing it in a good place is a good idea. You could probably place it in the middle, but I don't really want to space everything out. Because the island's not that big, as you can see. There's all this area up here, and all this area here, but we're starting down here. We haven't got the money to expand. So, what do we want next? Well, while they're building, just hopefully we've got some high school workers for this. As you can see, the progress is filling up. There we go. Police station is ready. This, you can see the little icon here to show that no one's actually working here. And it doesn't look like we've got any spare high school males to work here. So what we need to do is hire some specialists. So the ship's coming in, that's good timing. So we'll hire the 3, and they'll arrive with the freighter. And here it comes. Another good start. Wages will affect how many people will work there. So since they're making shit cash, people are leaving to go for other jobs that provide better cash. So, for example, improve that to 6. Nah, it's already got someone working there because it's better than here, which is only offering 5. But we'll keep that at 5. We want to grow the sugar. We need construction workers and we need teamsters, so we'll improve all them to keep people working there. Garages, I've not really seen any problem with the garages. There's always someone working there, so we don't need to worry about that. But that's pretty much all the wages that you need to change. Just that. That'll keep everything working smoothly. Here we go. And we've got 1 immigrant. And we've got the 3 experts, which are here. There goes 1 policeman. There goes the next policeman. Why they arrive in their police cars, I don't know, but who gives a shit. So, we've got our policemen. And as you can see, they've already massively decreased the crime in this area. Which won't show here yet, but it will gradually increase, as you can see. It's gone up 1 by the look of it since they arrived. Next, entertainment's dropping still. So, oh crap, I haven't got the cash to build anything, so... Have these started growing yet? No, they're not growing yet. So we're completely relying on foreign aid to continue expanding. As you can see, the profits balance is dropping slowly for wages. We're getting very close to being in debt. I hope we get the financial aid soon. Now, let's have a look here. You see this little sun. That shows that it's got improved productivity. That will be because your avatar visited it, and now he's just bugging off. But let's have him go to the restaurant.
Make it so.
To show how he improves the productivity. And he's going for a limo, which is at the garage for some reason. Having it parked for all the riffraff. There he goes. And into his car. It's not really even a limo, but oh well. Ooh.
A petition has arrived at the palace, insisting for a museum dedicated to your youth to be constructed immediately. I personally signed it 300 times, and counting.
Yeah, anyway. This isn't a mission, this is just a tip, basically. Now, building a museum would be in your best interest, but you don't really need it at this point. That is improving the service quality here. And there we go. It's got a little sun above it. It's got improved productivity. So he does all that by himself, so we don't need to worry about that. And if we go into factions, the loyalists want the museum here. The religious are getting very unhappy. 5%. Unfortunately, you kind of want to keep them all happy because they all contribute to the elections, and if you fail the elections, you lose. And cheating the elections will cause the intellectuals to despise you more. So, being a good leader is, at this point, more preferable than just being a bastard. So, as you can see, since we've got excellent relations with the capitalist faction, we're now getting financial aid from them, as it's high enough. And even though this is 100%, the US are giving us just as much. But we're oriented towards communism. That will change when we start getting industrial to make even more cash. So let's, since they're starting to produce sugar, let's build another one to produce even more. Obviously the quantity you make will reflect the amount that you'll be getting. So 3 at this point will be enough for now. We'll be making some money from these. This will start generating money and we'll start making a lot more money than we've actually been getting so far. Next, we'll just get a church, since the religious... oh fuck, it's too expensive. No, it's too expensive. Okay, so instead we'll get... where is it? Here it is. Immigration office. And we'll put it next to the dock. The immigration office lets you control, well, semi-control what kind of immigrants you'll be getting. So in this instance you'll be getting a fuckload of more workers. Skilled workers, you'll be attracting a tiny percentage of high school and college educated. I think it's something like 3% chance that you'll attract someone actually worth getting. But for now we want unskilled workers, because we don't want a huge amount of immigrants too fast. Oh, it's still paused. Okay. But hopefully we've got somebody who can actually work there. As we're running quite low on cash, we don't really want to have to hire someone. So this, yeah, getting this now is good. So 13 immigrants, so we're almost at 100 population. And we haven't got the jobs to fill the slots for all these people. So, yeah, there's plenty of population, so let's stop getting people with Tropico first. No, they will come.
Buenas tardes.
Unemployed, unemployed.
Buenas tardes.
All these unemployed people, because we haven't got the jobs to support them. Oh, there we go. We've got someone working here, that's brilliant.
¿Qué?
Right, so no more immigrants will be coming. The population will still increase from people having babies, but it's not going to be as much as getting immigrants, so that's going to be fine for now. What's next? Entertainment is now improving, thank God for that, so we don't need to build anything extra.